think we have about one more minute.
Yep, we'll give it another minute. Good morning. See some of our presenters. Hi, Chris. Hi, Rocio, Lucia. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you
Nice
for
to
having
meet you.
Nice to
Latoya.
meet you as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We'll give it just another minute. I know this transition's hard, but just take a second. Breathe. Make sure that I keep breathing.
Keep breathing. That's important.
Keep breathing. It's so important. And it's like the last thing I remember. I'm like, I catch myself breathing. I just got to make sure I take a breath. Oh, goodness. All right.
I know my computer sounds like it's about to take off in the background. I will
Oh,
mute
no.
myself, I promise. That will
No,
stop in
no.
a second. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and put myself on mute, but Gina Corello, please take it away.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Today is Thursday, August 21st. Hard to believe that we are into the throes of August already. I don't know what happened. It seems like just yesterday we went on summer. School was getting out and we were hitting in the summer. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. This is our quarterly provider meeting, our first one for this contract year, 25-26. Also crazy to say out loud, 25-26, but we're here. So happy to be here again with you. So happy that you've taken the time to be here with us today. We have some wonderful presenters. Good morning. And so we're going to get started. If we can change slides, Ariel. Hopefully you're all doing well. Little air out there today, which is nice. Whoops, whoops, woo. One more time. There we go. We have someone here from the Cox Science Center, which I'm really interested to hear about his new program. The Children's Movement is here. Children's Services Council has a brief announcement. The Department of Health has joined us, as well as Palm Beach State College. So we're very excited to have everybody with their presentations. And then, of course, some information from the ELC as far as what we have going on as well. So we'll just get right started because I think we have a really packed agenda again. So we're excited. We'll move right to Chris from the Cox Science Center. Hi, Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you for letting me come and talk to you guys for a little bit. I'll try to be as brief as I can. I wanted to share some information on a program that we've been doing for several years now. We've been doing it in both Palm Beach County and Broward County. It's called the Pint-Sized Science Program, and it's supported by the Max and Marjorie Fisher Foundation. And it's all about equipping our early learning educators with the skills and the tools to incorporate more STEM activities in specifically in the early learning classroom. So the target audience that we're looking at right now is like the 3-year-old through 5-year-old classrooms. And the program, we've kind of developed it over the years, and as it stands right now, I'll go through some of the details of what's in it for you, and then tell you how you can get involved if you're interested. So on the next slide, you will see just some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, the benefits for your sites, the benefits for you as an educator personally, and then some of the benefits that you're going to get for your students and their families through this program. As I said, it focuses on STEM and STEAM education for early learning, and we've got some really great partners that work with us on that. Our professional development trainer, his name is Dan Shinneman, and he has many, many years of experience with early learning. He was an early learning educator for, I think, 10 plus years. He worked with the Institute for Excellence in Early Childhood Education at Palm Beach State College when that was running. So some really great information and really great materials are available. And if we look at the next slide, you'll see what some of those benefits are. So looking at the site benefits, so these are things that you'll get for your classrooms that will be yours to use, for as long as you like in the future. We give classroom kits that include their little robots called B-bots, and they are the only robot I've seen that is specifically designed for early learners. Like there's a lot of kid-friendly robots out there, but this one specifically is designed to start kind of introducing the concepts of how do we think through a process? What are the steps in getting this action to happen that we need to go through? If we want to get our little robot from here over to point B, we have to make it do what? Go straight, turn right, and then how do we get those directions lined up in the correct order to make the outcome how we want it? So it's a really great little platform. I've seen it in action, and the kids pick it up really well. So that will be part of the training as well, is how to use the stuff that we give you to do effective and engaging programming. Included in that class kit, we have things like the building and design sets, just things for them to get hands-on and tinker with, create, see what happens when you stack this on top of that. A lot of just hands-on exploration with that kind of stuff. We have some tabletop light panels that are included, which are really fun. They have the little translucent plastic shapes and letters that you can do all kinds of activities with, magnetic marble runs, and a lot more. The kits change each year as we survey the sites that have participated before. We find out what they really liked, what they kind of didn't use as much, and then we try to keep improving those as we go through. So that's something that your site will get. And then the next slide, we'll see the benefits for you as an educator. The biggest piece is the professional development trainings, and these are all virtual trainings. They're on Wednesday evenings. And I have the dates for you a little bit later on in this presentation. They're 2-hour trainings, so a total of 6 hours. And if you participate in a training, you will get $50 for that particular training. And then at the end of our 3 training sessions, we ask for an implementation report. And if you fill out that report, you get reimbursement for that as well. So potentially you could get up to $200 for participating in this program. And those are typically gift cards that we send straight to you. They do not have to be used for your site. They can if you want them to be, but they're not required to be used for educational materials. That is specifically for you as compensation for your time and appreciation for your dedication to early learning education and improving your students' education opportunities. So those will go to you. You also get a free Cox Science Center and Aquarium teacher membership, which I'll tell you a little bit about what that entails. A teacher membership to the Science Center gets you in free. You also get benefits. You get discounts in our gift shop, discounts to special events that we do. But the biggest piece that I think the most value of this membership is you become a member of the ASTC organization, which is the Association of Science and Technology Centers. And with that, you get free or reduced admission to over 350 science centers around, I think it's actually around the world, it's international. So if you find yourself on vacation and there's a science center nearby, there's a really good chance that they are part of that organization as well. And if you show your membership card for the Cox Science Center and Aquarium, you will get discounted or free admission to those other science centers as well. It's a really great thing. I've used it a lot. So it just helps add that little extra piece if you find yourself in a new place and you want to check something out. It makes it a little easier for you to do that. Also, you get free admission to our Fall Family Fun Fest. We invite not only the teachers that participate in the Pint-Sized Science program, but we also invite the families and the students that participate in this program through your sites to come to a free event in the fall. It's a full day of hands-on activities. There's games, there's vendors, a petting zoo, there's all kinds of stuff. So that will be included with your participation in this program as well. And then on our next slide, a little bit more about those family benefits. As I mentioned, they get to come to the Fall Family Fun Fest, plus another family event that we'll do later on in the year as well. But then we also include, along with the classroom materials, we send kits that the students get to take home. So these kits are are designed to extend those learning activities into the home to get the parents involved. They're simple activities. All the materials that they'll need for those are included. The instructions are included. All they have to do is open it up and get started. And those have evolved as well over the years. We've kind of found out the activities that really work, the activities that weren't as much of a hit. So those are consistently evolving as well. And then finally, just some of the requirements that would be expected if you did want if you did want your site to participate. We would ask that the majority of your teachers for the 3 to 5-year-old classrooms participate in the trainings, as well as at least one administrator, just so that we can make sure that those practices are being implemented effectively going forward, and that you have a unified front on that. And then, as I mentioned, the trainings are Wednesday evenings, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll start in January. It'll be once a month through March. And I'm looking at our application form right now, and I just noticed that I have a typo. On the application form that I sent out, Gina, it says March 26th instead of 25th. I will fix that and send you a correct copy. I apologize on that one. And then once the trainings are complete, we just ask that a majority of teachers submit the implementation report. It's really simple. It just asks about what you incorporated from the trainings into your classroom. It's a quick Google form that you fill out. You can send in some pictures if you really want to. And then again, just for doing that, you get an extra $50, which is awesome. And then we also have a quick parent survey that we ask for help facilitating with. And this just helps us to gauge the effectiveness of the family kits that we send home. And then also we want to make sure that the trainings themselves, the activities information that we're giving you is actually benefiting the students. So this is one of the ways that we do that. And this helps us with future programs. And hopefully, if we get enough participation with the parent surveys, that will get us more money for next year, and that will allow us to participate with more sites, which would be great. So if you are interested, the next slide has my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me through email, and then I will also send the updated copy of the application form that Gina can share out. And we also have an informational flyer with all the stuff that I just rambled on about in a more concise form for you all to check out if you're interested. And that is it. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them. Otherwise, as I said, you can reach out through the email, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that pop up later.
Wonderful. Yes, I will include when you send me the revised application, I'll send that out to everybody with a copy of the presentation that we're doing today and the recording. So we'll have that available. I didn't see any questions come in. I did have one provider said that they love the program. They did it last year. So they
Nice.
were encouraging others, recommending that they participate. So thank you so much. If we don't have any questions, we'll move on. But thank you, Chris. It was nice to
You're
meet you,
welcome.
and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a
Yep,
good one.
thank you. Thank you. Bye. All right. Next up, we have Rocio from Florida's Early Learning Roadmap, the Future Project.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
And
morning.
I'm happy to be with all of you, even though I cannot see you. I'm just picturing your beautiful smiles back on the screen. And to break a little bit the ice, I will ask you to use the chat and share with everyone how many children do you serve in your programs, and one word that describes you before we get going with our presentation. Thank you, Ashley and Gina, for having the movement invited today.
Thank you for being
here. Okay, so my name is Rocio Velasquez. We can move to the next slide while people start introducing themselves. And I work as the Vice President of Wedding at the Children's of Florida. We are a statewide organization that advocates for policies and investments on early childhood around the state. And let's get going to the next one. I am a former preschool teacher, and I am a passionate advocate for everything that has to do 0 to 5 years old. And in our work at the movement, we promise to embrace the challenge to make Florida the family-friendly state in the nation. We want this state to be the best place for young children to live and to thrive. So that's where we focus all our efforts on advocacy and building community around the state so that we can be aligned in those priorities to improve the well-being of our children. I was asked to speak specifically about the future project today, so I'm going to be focused on that. I'm going to do a little parenthesis to go over all different initiatives we work here at the movement. But our community engagement project is called the Future Project. And this is a collaborative process to imagine a new learning future in our state with the voices of parents and educators at the center. We can move to the next one. We started this work 3 years ago, and it's been fantastic. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we have been doing with the Future Project. And as an organization, we are the leading voice on early childhood, as I said, a nonprofit, nonpartisan movement advocating for smart early childhood policies. And we focus on engaged parents, educators, leaders, and businesses. We have 3 main priorities in our advocacy efforts, which are early learning, health, and support for parents. Let's go to the next one, please. With our initiatives, we champion efforts that elevate the importance of early years and those who help shape their lives. So basically do that, engaging with parents and educators. We create meaningful opportunities for mentors, educators, and caregivers. We have a mentorship program for literacy called Reading Pulse, and it is not in every county in Florida, but in many counties we have presence of Reading Pulse, and we do that as a volunteer program. So a lot of people that are not necessarily in the field of early learning participate as our volunteers, reading to children every week for 30 minutes. And then we also bring together families, employers, and communities to support all kinds of families. So we have initiatives like our Buses for Babies initiative, which is our business engagement effort that speaks to business leaders and business owners about the importance of supporting families with young children as they are their employers. So we also have recently launched a database, Data Hub, and this Data Hub provides a lot of information about different services and the landscape of how are children doing in the state of Florida. All of these initiatives you can find in our website. So let's get moving. Going back to our Future Project and what happened with that, as a result of what we started as a Future Project and into different phases that I will explain, we end up having our roadmap. So the conclusion of all that work that we did in the communities is now called Florida's Early Learning Roadmap. And it is a collaborative community-driven initiative launched in the fall of 2023. We considered the roadmap as a bold action plan for the future of early learning policy and funding in our state. It was shaped by nearly 1,000 Floridians. As I mentioned, parents, educators, advocates, and other community leaders participated in drafting what is part of the recommendations in the roadmap. We did 65 listening sessions statewide. Some of you might have participated in those. We did a couple of them in Palm Beach. And actually in the cover of the roadmap, the room that you will see and the group that you will see is the room at one of the room meetings at the ELC College. So that's our cover for the roadmap. It was a wonderful experience listening to all the parents and the educators and everything they had to say and to dream. Listening not only to the challenges, but also to the things that are working for them and how we can keep going from where we are already was very interesting. So we drafted those recommendations, which end up being 41 recommendations. with a steering committee that was comprised 70% of parents and educators. Usually, when you talk about policy recommendations or investment recommendations, this has the history has been that it's made by the experts or in the field or leaders in the community or other kind of professionals, but not necessarily counting in the parents and the educators who are the ones living day to day the policies in the ground. So this initiative is looking to incorporate and bring in as the core of who's recommending what's the best for our children, our parents and educators. That is why for us it's very important to keep the participation of the people who's living this reality in the work of suggesting changes in policy and investment. Let's keep going. We did the work in 3 phases, as I mentioned. We started with a listening tour with what we call the Let's Talk session. And these were small groups of people where we had key questions we asked to open the conversation. And we traveled, we heard, we organized the group so that we could have the parents coming with their children and have also childcare available. We provide dinner or lunch depending on the time of the day that we were meeting. We invited the center owners and directors. We invited the teachers in the classroom from all different ages. And we did sessions in 22 counties. And in some of them, they were regional meetings. So we're inviting people from other counties around that same state. Let's keep going. The second phase was drafting the roadmap, right? After we heard everything we heard around the state, we sit down with all the responses of the people and the parents, the teachers, and we started drafting what we end up identifying as the 41 recommendations that you will find in the roadmap now. But what's important of this process, and you can see that in the picture, and you will see the following, is that this group of parents and educators were taken from the listening tour. So parents who actually participated in those meetings were the ones then invited to join us and help us draft the conclusions of all the listeners. It was super interesting, and here in the picture and in the following, you will see how children even have grown with us. So let's move to the third phase, please. And after drafting those recommendations, we went back to the say, okay, this is what we heard. We put it all together. We organized the information. Here it is. Can you please review it, right? And we went back to the community. Sometimes the same community, sometimes other communities wanted us there, and they helped us review all what we have drafted together. And for that feedback tour, we did 25 community meetings in 450 people participated in those. So we open it a little bit here to more of the agency people, government people, state people participated in this, alongside also the parents and the educators. And once we have done our community feedback tour, let's go to the next one, please. Voila, we had the final product, Florida's Early Learning Roadmap, with that picture that I'm mentioning to you all. And now we have, let's go to the next one, please. We have a roadmap that is being implemented, right? So those 41 recommendations, now what we're going to do with them. And what we are working on is implementing those recommendations. We have put together a project team, which is the team that you see here. Our CEO, Madeleine Takur, is part of that project team. Myself, my colleague, Barnett McRae, who many of you might have met already, our consultants from out of state, Hamilton and Marine. They have experience supporting other states in doing similar work very successfully. And a former CEO of Child Care Center in Broward, Heather Siskind, is also collaborating as our consultant. So we are the team who internally are pushing the implementation of the roadmap. And let's go to the next one. And we are working alongside what we now call our advisory board, which is made up by parents and families with young children. We also have key state and regional agencies collaborating with us, like the Children's Forum, Children's Service Councils from different counties. We have the Department of Education. We have Head Start and Early Head Start. We have different representatives from agencies as well. Of course, healthcare and health providers are important in this new group that are helping and pushing implementation, and advocates and leaders who work on early learning childhood systems. Everybody, and if you see the pins in the map, this is real location for everybody who's part of this group. Is distributed throughout the state of Florida, because part of the things that is very important to us is to keep the group diverse, and not only culturally, but also geographically. Let's keep going, please. So here's the first group that worked with us. The pictures, we can go a little bit quickly because I just want to make reference so that you can understand the process. The first group that drafted the recommendations, and you can see ELC CEOs here. You can see ELC Association represented here, ELC board members represented here, the parents, educators, researchers from different universities and colleges. We have parent leaders. So it was a very diverse group and a very interesting work. You will also see, I noticed that Jen Coleman is presenting after me. She's in this picture too. She has been collaborating with us since the beginning of the project, and it has been wonderful. Let's keep going, please. This is the group that now is working on implementation. So that picture is from, we meet in person 2 times a year. And that picture was from our first meeting in 2024. Let's keep going. This was second meeting in 2024. And you see the consistency of people, which is very important also to be able to continue the work that we started together, right? And last picture is from a couple of months ago, a month ago, actually, our last meeting on implementation, and new people are being incorporated to the group and to the work. And we are welcoming everybody who wants to be involved in one way or the other. Everybody's represented here. Childcare home providers are represented here. I just want to make a highlight on that part. And we advocate for all of them together. So what we have done with this group, besides implementing the recommendations and building this strategy, we are participating in legislative meetings with them. So we had identified the key committees and who is gonna be, who of our members in this group could be influential to decision making. And also we have worked together with other agencies that are doing advocacy in the state, so that we are aligned in what we are telling to our legislators. What are our priorities? What do we need to do together? Instead of each of us asking for different things, we had gotten to a place where we are able to support each other in our app. And that has been fantastic also. And I think it's something that is very impactful and meaningful for the advocacy efforts at the state. Let's keep going. So here's the QR. If you haven't, I think Gina shared that with you before, but if they didn't, or if you haven't seen it, this is our QR to download the roadmap. We can go to, well, let's give like 30 seconds for people to catch that. And the reason why we invite everybody to get familiar with the roadmap is because these are things that we had always talked about. Like everything in here is not new to anyone in this. Everything in here, you at some point you have thought about, you want these things to happen, but it has never been written in a document altogether as way forward. right? Now we have it all together there. You can just identify the things that are priority for you, for your neighborhood, for your community, and use that as a tool to move forward the changes you want to see. Let's get to the next one. In the roadmap, we decided to have some guiding principles because there was a lot of conversations about this is not a menu, this is a recipe, everything needs to happen at the same time. We don't want to prioritize one thing over the other. And also the things that need to happen before you start implementing, right? This group of people and all the pictures you've seen there, we were all strangers to each other before we started this work. And we needed to learn how to work in collaboration with all those diverse kind of backgrounds we have and we brought into the table, right? So we decided to have some guiding principles that helped us get the roadmap together. And the first one is relationships are the foundation. You cannot push forward any kind of change if you are not in a solid relationship with your partners. So you need to know who are you working with before you start planning the work. You need to acknowledge the others. We had those conversations in our group about parents not understanding teachers, teachers not understanding parents. And once they heard each other and their own, the places they were coming from, they were like, oh, now I get it, what the teacher is asking me to do this every morning. And the teacher was like, oh, now I get why the parenting is not doing what I am asking for them to do every evening. You know, it was a relationship building effort from the beginning, and we have confirmed that that is what will give us a platform to keep moving towards change. Then we decided one of our other guiding principles that we decided to incorporate into the roadmap is that our adequate funding is required, meaning that we cannot do all of these things if we don't have the funds to do that, right? So that's the reason why some of the things that we are advocating for is this investment. Then the high expectations are coupled with sufficient support. Teachers were drained. To every teacher that we talked to every director that we talked to, and I'm guessing that's the case for many of you here in this call today, they were drained. They were not able to handle a lot of things they would want to because they cover someone who was not able to come, or they need to solve an emergency with a family, or they're always doing a lot of things. And that has them drained. So when we talk to quality and it comes back to the teacher in the classroom, if the teacher don't have the right support around her or him, how can they deliver quality if they are not supported? So we are starting with that in mind, right? High expectations are coupled with sufficient support. Same thing for a family. We cannot expect for a family to read to their child every day for 30 minutes if they might have 2 shifts at work. They might not be able to attend any activity or meeting at the school of their kids because the employer is not supportive. There are a lot of barriers that are not allowing parents to be the parents they want to be. So we are advocating for that part as well. And this takes us to the next one, which it takes all of us because it's not just one or the other professional in the room, it's everybody. And not only professionals, everybody in the community. So the recommendations, as I said, are 41. And in the previous slide, you might have noticed there are 2 little icons. The blue icon means work and recommendations that are being done for the state agency. And when you find a recommendation with the red icon in a group of people, that is a recommendation that can be implemented by the community. When you have both icons in the recommendation, you will see that this needs to be done by both the community and policy change. So those 41 recommendations are breakdown into 4 key components. And so we started with the parents. We wanted to, it's not because they are in order of priority here, but that's what we wanted to highlight. Thriving parents, meaning we want the parents to be able to be successful in their life, right? And all the recommendations there are geared towards that. the families have the support they need to help their children thrive before anything, right? Then we heard from teachers about how much they have tough having fun in the classroom while they teach and while they interact with their kids because with their students because they have a lot of requirements to fulfill, tons of forms to get together, and different things that are taking them as educators out of the joy of being in the classroom. So that's the reason why our second key component is called impactful learning experiences, because teachers ask for, let's bring the joy back, right? Let's bring the playful back. I want my class and my time with the children to be fun, not just for them, for me as well. That's the reason I decided to start in this work from the get-go, right? So why is it not, how can we do it joyful for both, right? Again. And then the third one is a respected workforce. This part of the recommendations are focused on providing the early learning professionals the value and the support they need. So very important also, we heard from the educators and the sector owners and directors, it's not just about compensation. Of course, compensation, we want to advocate for that. But at the same time, at the same level, respect is important to us. I want the parents to respect me as the educator I am. I want my director to respect me as the educator I am. I want the community, the business leaders in my community. I want the partners. I want the school district to respect me as the educator I am. So that's the reason why we call this respected workforce, because we notice how diminished the profession is and how the teachers feel as if they are not valued as they should. And this is something we can do to, like today. After the meeting, you can go back and say a nice word to one of your educators, which will make them feel respected, right? All of us, we can do that right now. Compensation takes us a little bit longer, but respecting them and acknowledging the work they do, that's very easy to do. And they also want that and they need that, as well as you do, of course. And then a well-coordinated resource and data-driven system. This refers to a connected system that helps every child grow and succeed. We consider that right now, the early learning landscape in our state is kind of a maze. We have a different funding sources. We have different ways of managing the funding depending on each county, and reimbursement rates and things that are very difficult to understand. So the idea with this is to have, even if they are different sources, have them organized so that it's easy to navigate, not just for the families, but also for the users of this case. Part of the users are you all as owners and directors. Right? Let's get going. And I know I have 3 minutes, so your work matters. I'm gonna skip this one. Let's go to the next one, please. I just want to make an invitation. What you can do is speak with policy leaders, prioritize early learning, ask them to prioritize early learning funding and workforce support. Talk to them. Don't be afraid to talk to your community leaders and to your community partners. Ask them to support the families and provide the resources and referrals. Parents are complaining because they are the ones that need to go and find the resources. They don't always know where to go. And then as a community, we can share the message that early learning is essential. Part of the recommendations was a public awareness campaign, which is coming up this year. So you will start seeing things, and we hope that you can all join that campaign. It's a statewide campaign, and we are very excited to launch it very soon. So you can be part of that. Let's get going. This is another call to action. We do calls every 2 weeks on Tuesdays to keep the conversation going about things that are working, that are aligned also to the recommendations in the roadmap. We call them the future calls. So you can join us every other Tuesday at noon. And we invite a speaker, and then we have time for questions, and they go very fast, 45 minutes of little information and highlights on great initiatives and programs happening throughout this. Let's move to the next one. You can also reach out to us at any time. My email address is here, and my colleague, Director of Community Engagement, is also here, Vanessa. We have this QR code where you can join our newsletter. There's a newsletter that goes out every Friday with the highlights of the week. Overall, the news on early childhood for the state of Florida and other important information. And during legislative session, we send out updates on what's happening at the legislature level. So you will want to join that one. And thank you again for having me.
Thank you. I just was honestly downloading the roadmap while we were talking. So I wanted to make sure I browse through that again. I know it came out and I didn't take the time, so I'm excited to go back and look over the roadmap and see what we're going to be working on. So very exciting. Any questions from our providers on the call? I didn't see anything come in for, but we we don't have anybody in the lobby, right, Ariel? I didn't see any questions, but thank you so much for joining us, Rocio, and we look forward to working together in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Everyone has been admitted.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go ahead.
For the responses in the chat, and then I will disconnect. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great. No, thank you. All right. And I think we go on to Jen Coleman from CSC about the book distribution.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I just also want to say that what great work the children's movement is doing. It's been such a pleasure to be involved in the development of the roadmap and their recommendations, and yeah, what a good read and a pleasure. So I'm really excited to talk about our book distribution. So we and some of you hopefully already received a nice big box of books. We are distributing over 40,000 books to nearly 600 childcare programs this year. This is the 5th year we've been doing this. And so we just want to make sure that you are ready to receive your books, and you know what that box is for, and that we send all of the acknowledgments and thank yous to the work that you in your programs and your educators do every day to help children and family in Palm Beach County. So here's a nice message from our CEO, Lisa Williams. Hopefully that works.
Ariel, I forgot to give Ariel the heads up on the video, so I don't know if we'll have an issue.
That's okay. Hang on one second.
Okay, she's very good, but I did forget to give her the heads up.
Let me just try something here.
Yeah, this. Whoop, maybe if you go.
Yep, I just had to pause my sharing for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to that.
No worries. So
She's working her magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying my best. Bear with me 1 second. Let me go to the slide.
If you're doing that, I can just mention that the books should be have started to be delivered this week and are delivered through the end of next week, through the end of August. So if you haven't gotten your books yet, that's totally okay. They should be coming. Oh, yay, someone got their books. And of course, when you filled out the survey that we sent to you about how many books you need and in what languages, hopefully you got a variety. This year there were Creole, Spanish, and English books available for infants through 5-year-olds. So great.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a little trouble with the video. Is it okay if I jump to the next slide?
Sure, absolutely. It was a very short video, and it came in an email to everybody that received books, which hopefully is all of you, because I think we tried to get everybody that has a VPK contract or a school readiness contract. And so please, if you have a moment and you get that email, just take a look. Lisa just really wants to thank you for all the great work that you guys do every day in early learning and support of children and families. And that's what that's really about. Just a big thank you to you. So enjoy the books. I know there's also a social media contest going on that you received an email about, where you can take pictures of your favorite titles, or if families want to take pictures of themselves reading the books. And then there's a gift card for those that have the most, I think, posts or likes. And And just, a big thank you. Hope your families enjoy the books, especially during this first couple of weeks of school. It's nice to have something at home to read at the end of the day. So thanks for letting me get on really quick. And I'm here for any questions if anybody has any questions.
If they get through the end of the month and they didn't get their box, is there a number or someone they should reach out
Yes.
to?
Yes, in the email, hold on one second, let me just bring up where that was. Let me see if I can even just put it
If they
into
happen to reach out to
chat.
me even for my own.
Yes, I'm sure that that never
Sometimes.
happens, right, Gina?
Yeah. Sometimes
You know
people
what? Give me
call and go, sure.
just a second, and in the chat, I'm going to put a name and number to call in an email so that people have a phone number and an email. I just
Wonderful.
might need a minute to get the right one because we
Perfect.
have a book email just for that.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
I'll put that in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So everyone, hey, keep an eye out for your box of books. Very exciting. I always love new books for the new school year. So thank you to CSC. Thank you to all of the childcare providers that are working through those books and sharing with your families. Love to see it. Good job. All right. And we'll move on to the next one. Thank you, Jen. And we have the Department of Health is here. Let's talk about some of the issues that are coming up with local licensing. Latoya, hi.
Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Thank you for having the Department of Health.
Thank you.
So I am on here with a couple of my colleagues, and I just have Carlina will talk about the rules, and I will talk about, I know everybody was interested who didn't already hear about the rule revision. So in our last CCAC meeting on the 13th of August, the Family Day rule book was voted on by the council and it was approved. So our next step is to present it to the county commissioner's office for their approval. So we're not finished, but we're a lot closer than where we were. As far as the facilities handbook, we have started working back on that book, and we will be going through the same process with that book as we did with the family daycare homes. So we hope, and please don't hold me to this, that we can start those workshops around October-ish. We hope. So that's as far as our rule revision. Our renewal season for facilities does start on September the 2nd. The packets have went out via email. So anybody who has a facility, please make sure you check your email. The invoice and the packet went out from Jessica Joseph or Vanessa. And if you didn't get your packet, please, get in contact with us so that way we can get it out to you. Any packet that is received after November 1st is considered late, and there will be a late fee charge. So we're trying to get those out to give people enough time so that way they had the book and they are the packet, and they're able to get it completed in a timely manner. And those are my updates. Do you want? So Carlina was going to talk about
Yes.
HB 47.
Yeah, thank you. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat for the Department of Health. But yeah, Carlina, please let us find out more about House Bill 47.
Well, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, in the request, it was how will it affect the Department of Health operations when it comes to the providers? So, after doing my due diligence, I do think this will be very beneficial to Palm Beach County providers. When it comes to this particular bill, they had in mind basically how can we help those providers who are struggling and take away, or not necessarily take away, but not hammer down on those providers who are doing what is required of them. So with that being said, one of the things, there were about 20 updates when it comes to this particular rule or language. One of them was background screening. So how this is going to benefit the providers. Number one, it will have no effect on the local licensing agency, us. Um, but how will it be beneficial to the providers? And one way it would be beneficial to the providers is once the providers submit their background screening, DCF have no choice but to have 3 days to make a response to this provider. So if they have a applicant who has resided outside of the state of Florida within the past 5 years, they will have to make a decision. Ultimately, that decision will be in the sense of a provisional hiring status. So that means the provider has 45 days once they receive the provisional letter or email from DCF to make a decision as to whether or not they want this individual to work in the facility for 45 days until all documents have been received and DCF can make a more informed decision on this candidate. If the providers choose to go on this provisional status or have the applicant be hired on the provisional status, that individual must be under the constant watch of someone who has the background screening and training requirements.
Okay.
All right. Next thing will be training. When it comes to training, all online coursework is free. So again, that has no bearings on the Department of Health, but I do know that the provider would be they will be benefiting from that because they could take any online course and that will be free. And that started July 1st. So as of right now, courses are free. Now, that does not include any teacher-led courses. So if they're going to the local colleges, they will have to continue to pay for those. Also, they do have an option, or they're working towards an option to have the exams online as well as in person, but DCF has not worked out the kinks with that as of yet. So we can't speak on that. But once they are able to have the examinations done online, I think that also would be a benefit to the providers. Periodic health exams. When it comes to the Florida statute, the original, it basically just stated that there would be, the staff members will be subject to health exam. With this new language, it tells specifically who is going to be subjugated to those health exams. And that's basically anyone who will be transporting children.
Okay.
Okay. Drop-in care. That's just with the drop-in care, it basically just states that when a parent or the person who's responsible for a child is at some type of strip mall and that offers drop-in care, normally they would leave the child. The child cannot remain in care for more than 4 hours, and then the provider would have to equip the parent with some type of communication device in case they would have to return back to the facility to deal with the child. Well, that language has been completely removed. So for the drop-in providers, that would be great. When it comes to record keeping, this is only for facilities. So all the providers who are online, only when it comes to facilities, to reduce the amount of paperwork and clutter that you guys are doing throughout the years. They are going to eliminate the brochures for the influenza and distracted drivers. Now, unfortunately for facility, it was missed. I guess we didn't have enough of the facility, the family daycare home providers voicing their concerns. So for family daycare home providers, you are still required to have your parents receive the the influenza brochure and the distracted driver. However, for facilities, it's completely eliminated. The language regarding specialized child care facilities have been completely removed from this. Now, how would that affect Palm Beach County providers? At this particular point, we don't have any licensed specialized facilities. So that will not affect any of our providers. However, I did speak with DCF on yesterday to ask them, hey, because they do have one specialized childcare facilities there. How are you guys handling this? And what they're saying is they're going to license them as a childcare facility. And, if there's anything that they would need to have any type of waiver or variance on, they will have a written submitting that to their office, and then they will act accordingly based on what will be the need of that facility. We have yet to decide how we will handle our facilities here in Palm Beach County. But as of right now, just sticking to the topic at hand, that will not affect our providers as of right now because we don't have any.
What constitutes, just from my own knowledge, what constitutes a specialized facility?
Specialized facilities, what constitutes that? Oh, that would be a great question. And that would be children who, outside of being on the spectrum, those children who really require specialized care, where there may be, instead of a director, there's really a registered nurse overseeing overseeing the care of children.
So like a PPAC kind of thing?
Correct.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So local licensing, this would be the thing. This does not affect the provider so much. Well, I shouldn't say that. So one of the things is when it comes to local licensing agency, our county commission now have to vote whether or not they would like to keep the local licensing in childcare or whether to give it back to DCF. So not only would that affect if they decide to return the program or give the program to DCF, because there are 67 county, DCF governs 63 of those. So if they decided to give that program back to DCF, that would affect not only the department, but also the providers, because now this will be a change in how the operations. But as of right now, we could say we won't have to go in front of the county commissioners until next year for the vote. So as of right now, we are in the green. But however, we do know that we are at the mercy of county commissioners on a annual case-by-case basis.
So the change was that it now is an annual vote from the commissioners to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. On the plus side, abbreviated inspections. There will be abbreviated inspections for the providers. As of right now, I don't think we have a standard for the homes as of yet. So right now, as a department, collectively, we are working towards, because we do have one for facilities, we don't have one for homes. So we will be working towards getting, things that we can choose not to monitor for those providers. But with this being said, they will still have to be licensed for a minimum of 2 years with no class ones. It will be up until 3 class 2s of the same standards that they will qualify. The only thing is every year, once it has been established, like for homes or facility, DCF would then revise or tell us what standards we should consider not monitor at the time of the inspection.
So just to summarize that, what I understood was that so abbreviated inspections will become an option if a provider doesn't have any class 1 violations after they've been in business for 2 years.
Correct.
They don't have the 2 of the class 2, same class 2, 3 of the same class 2, whatever you said.
Yes.
So that there is an option then to go forward with an abbreviated inspection if they meet those criteria.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we already started with the abbreviated inspections here in Palm Beach County.
Oh, wonderful.
For facilities.
For facilities, right.
Yes.
We don't yet have an option for family childcare homes. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. The other things kind of does not apply to us regarding like registered homes. We don't do registered homes
We
in
don't
Palm
have to
Beach
do
County.
register.
So
Mm.
those are the bulk of most of the information that's going to possibly affect or benefit our providers as well as the department.
Some big changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did have a couple questions come in, so it just for either you or Latoya, whichever. You did mention the initial screening, so we did a question: will the initial screening be verified for Florida clearance in the first 3 days, and then the wait is for out of state, or is there a difference between if somebody hasn't been out? I guess the question is, what if they didn't have out of state? Would it be done in 3 days?
Yes. So regardless of what the concern is, whether they lived in the state of Florida all 5 years, but let's just say there was some type of holdup or delay. I know when it first started, they were short staffed and they had a hard time getting everything out. So regardless of what's going on DCFN, if you have submitted your live scan and that information has gone to them, they have no choice but to give a response in 3 days.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And then thank you, Jessica. She put the email into the chat to let everybody know what to do if you haven't seen your packet. They did go out August 1st, so we're 20 days in, and you do need to get it back prior to November 1st. And then we did another question from a family childcare home. Will the provider be receiving a hard copy of the rules and regulations once the family childcare home copy is done?
Well,
No.
No.
yeah,
Sorry.
We're all protecting the tree.
In short, no, but we are the Department of Health and we want to be environmental friendly, so everything would be online.
Everything would be online. Okay. And then, oh, she had received, but there's too many pages to print out. Yes. Okay. The books so if you're looking for, I'm not sure, Lisa, if you're looking for the books from CSC, the books from CSC are in the process of being shipped. Those would be coming to your site by the end of the month. If you're looking for the book from licensing, you're not going to get a book from licensing. You're going to have to go online and get a digital copy about the rules and regulations.
I do believe, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I do believe our department as well as Ms. Barnes will continue to take the same route, because when we started doing the workshop, it went out to all the providers via emails. So once it has been approved, we will send it out to all providers. And that's why we constantly urge, make sure that your email is updated. Send us your email so we could update that in our care system, in which we use to notify the department of any and everything. I mean, the providers.
Right. Yeah, make sure you have your right emails listed with the Department of Health. That's a big thing, because we actually use your reporting sometimes too to reach out to people. So if the emails aren't right, then you're not getting things. And did have a question about the measurement details. So Latoya answered that you guys will be sending out your measurement detail reports. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all so much for joining us. Great information, really good updates as far as what's going on with the Department of Health. And we're right into relicensing season. So we know you guys are busy, so we really appreciate you taking the time to present here today with us. And if we have anything else come in, we will let you know.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Yep. Thank you. Nice to see you. All right. And we'll move on to Palm Beach State College. Hi, Lucia.
Hi. Good morning, everybody. My name's Lucia Adrian. I am the program director, and I work with the DCF childcare program with the courses and the exams. Okay, and I want to tell you a little bit about our programs today. Why would you want to go with Palm Beach State College? Okay, so first of all, we have programs from entry level through the degree program. We have all sorts of methods, so you can find something that's convenient to you. We have face-to-face, there's live online, and we have online classes. It's affordable. There are scholarships for pretty much everything. And then there's career advising and support throughout the career pathway. Okay, next. Okay, level 1 is the entry level and after school training, which includes the 40-hour, the 30-hour family, and the 40-hour school age training. And from there, you could continue on to our credential program, our certificate program with the FCCPC, the ECPC, and the SAPC. And then you can go on to credit for associate's degree or bachelor's degree program. And there are a lot of professional development courses which go through the Institute of Excellence. Okay, next. Okay, we are the ones that currently do the DCF course exams for our county. So right now we are scheduled through the end of December, and our waiting time is very short. Most people can register for an exam a little over a week. I mean, there is a week where they have to wait because that gives us a preparation time. But usually, let's say 8 days out, most people can find an exam. Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Boca, and in Belglade. Lake Worth is our most popular, so of course we have the most there during the week, and we have them on Saturdays. Okay. And one little note to the providers, please encourage your staff not to wait too long after they've taken the course to take their exam. I know sometimes it's nervousness or maybe just a little bit of procrastination, but it's really best as soon as they think they're going to be completed with that course, or if they want to wait till they're completed, just to schedule the exam. Because I'm seeing people that wait 8 months, and then we get the people that are, oh, well, I have to take it and I'm late and now I'm going to be fired. So please don't have them wait too long, because it's best when it's fresh in their minds. Trauma-informed care is, we offer that once a semester. And the next class starts September 17th. You're all welcome to join us. And there are SEEK scholarships available. They pay for the course and the books. So we'd love to have you if you're interested. Okay, and next. Okay, I'm really, really excited about this. You know that a few months ago, they started the exams in Creole. Okay. And we decided that it would be very beneficial to the community. Now, the curriculum is in English, and that's something that we cannot change. That's a DCF rule. But we are going to be providing a course, the 40-hour course in English for Creole speakers. So we are going to have an instructor who can help translate, who can help explain. So that starts sorry, September 30th. And I will be sending out a flyer as soon as it's approved by the college, but the class is already open. So what we have scheduled right now to see how it goes is the rules and regs and the introduction to childcare. So we're really excited to see how this is going to work. We think it's going to be a great benefit to our Haitian Creole speaking community. So if you know of anyone who might benefit from this, please send them our way. You can give them my contact information, but they are able to already apply to the college and register for the course. Okay, we have. Okay, here is our program contact information from our director and all the way up through the associate program. Okay, we have the certificate program, the associate professor Casey Wilbanks, who is the chair of the Department for Early Childhood, Dr. Susie Duff, all of the contact information if you need to reach out to any of them. And next, I think, is just if you want to reach us, you can scan the code. We have a nice website. We have all of our schedules up there. any information pretty much that you want is located in that. And of course, you can always reach out to us. So anyway, thank you so much for having me today. And any questions?
So yeah, we did have a couple. Let's see.
Okay.
I did have one person asked if there's a different login procedure for Palm Beach State to get into, I guess, to sign up for classes.
You would need to first apply to the college. And once you've applied, then you're able to register for courses. Okay. And what happens is our instructor will send you, we have a couple classes that are in person, but for the most part, they're live online. And then the instructor, before the class begins, sends a link on Teams so that you can get into the class.
Okay.
But you have to apply first.
You have to apply first to the class. Okay. And so I did have a question. So I know the DCF online classes are free, but the exams still have a fee, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And that fee actually has not changed since they started in 2004. So it's still, a minimum.
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah,
and then I didn't look at the attachments, but did you send over, oh, no, that's not what she's asking. So normally we have an exam schedule, which I'm sure you sent over. Of
I
upcoming
just got
exams.
it yesterday.
Okay.
So I will send that to you so you can post the exam schedule.
Okay. And exams still are in person. So I did have a question that asked if there is any sort of timeline when they think online exams might be rolled out.
I'm thinking next fiscal year because I think they have put out an RFP and then, that probably is a long process. It could be maybe the end of the year of the fiscal year, but I'm thinking probably starting July. But to be honest, I don't know, and I think DCF doesn't know yet either.
Sure. Yeah, no, you never know with an RFP and who's going to be able to. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, Lucia. Always nice to see you. If you have anything you'd like me to send out, send them over and we'll include it. Thank you. All right. We'll keep going. Thank you so much. There we go. Outreach advisors. Raquel, was Raquel here? Or Zach? Or Gina? Gina doesn't want to. Gina doesn't know. I don't know. Did we see Raquel?
Let me take a look.
Or Zach?
I do not see Raquel on, but I can always come back if she happens to join.
Okay.
A little bit later.
Yeah. I'll try to reach out to them and see if they can join quickly.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, please reach out to your outreach advisor. If you're looking for classes, you have staff looking for classes, they're available to you. That's Raquel's contact information if she's not able to come on, but we'll keep going. Somebody normally talks about micro-credentials and the ability for educators to take those additional HEO classes and earn their micro-credential. There are financial stipends awarded with the micro-credentials as you go through earning your badges and then up to the larger award. And then this is an example of the self-regulation micro-credential and the pathway that you would take to earn that micro-credential. I don't have more details. I don't know where everybody is. That's okay. So some of the face-to-face classes that are coming up, lots of Spanish options I noticed on our new calendar. So please encourage staff to take advantage of those. That's some of the upcoming schedule and looks like end of this month into September. Really great classes, HEO classes that are available. And some more online classes for fall, English and Spanish options. And I'll email these out as well so you have it to share with staff so you can get them registered if it's something that they're interested in. I'm pretty sure we have the flyers. And so, yeah, here's some more information about the micro-credential pathways. So please encourage staff to consider completing these classes. They do earn extra stipends for getting the micro-credential done, as well as the education basis of having that having that under their belt and having taken those classes. That's another way to earn a little extra income. And then if they're going on for their higher education, those classes count towards earning those degrees. If you do have staff looking for their ECPC and FCCPC, that's the credential pathway. I don't know a lot about that one, I'm sorry. And then more about micro-credentials. I don't know what happened. I think we just lost them for today, but that's okay. You'll have the copies and I'll send out more information. Okay. Seek scholarship eligibility. You do have to be working at least 20 hours a week with children 0 to 5 years old, and an early care setting that has one of the contracts with us, and then be in good standing. So that is still available. That's funded by Children's Services Council. And the life skills coaching is still going on as well. I think Deb did retire, but we still have the program going on. So if you are looking for someone to come and talk life skills coaching, that is still available from Palm Beach State College. Yes.
Zach said he could join. Do we have a link we can send him?
Yes. Let me get that over to him really quick. Sorry, hold on. I may have inadvertently missed out this morning. There we go. All right, we'll give him a second to get on.
I'll keep an eye out. Let me just go back to the beginning of this section. Oh, looks like Zachary just joined.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Zach. Good morning. I missed getting you guys the link. I don't know what happened.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Would you like me to start speaking?
Sure.
All right, great. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Zachary Scuderi, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the Institute of Excellence in Early Care and Education. So the slide that is up right now is about our outreach advisors and other services. Those of you that are not familiar with our outreach advising team, we are available for any kind of resources and services that we provide to the county. Just reach out to us. We can talk about college or any kind of courses, trainings, any kind of services that we provide here at the Institute. We will come to your site. We will visit you. All you need to do is just reach out to us. Raquel Gary is the manager of that program. So please just reach out to her if you have any questions or any concerns, and we'd be happy to visit. The micro-credentials and the badging system, the trainings that we provide here at the Institute, there are a number of them in which you can receive a badge or credential, and it goes into the badger system. So all of the trainings that we provide at this point, the majority of them are currently in a badge or credential system. And as you can see right here, there is a financial recognition award that is actually tied to all of these badges and credentials. So we will pay for them through Seek Scholarship. If you are eligible, you will be able to take them through the Institute. And then if you are successful and as you move forward with the badge and the credential system, you can get a financial award with it. And if you do qualify, you'll get informed, you'll get contacted. So really just what you need to do. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to the number that we saw earlier, Raquel Gary. Her and her team are very versed in all of this information. And this is a breakdown of what the actual micro-credential pathway looks like. So as I said before, if you look at those squares in the blue, those are badges. Those are classes in which you're going to be able to complete. And as you move forward, you're going to be able to get to a certain badge. And that badge is going to be something in which is going to have all of the information in which is going to be in one kind of focused area. Then as you continue to keep on moving, you're going to be able to get a credential as well. So it really kind of starts with one training and then it builds to badges and credentials. And the further you go, the more that you do, you're going to get more and more of that financial recognition again if you're eligible. And this is it's a breakdown of what that would actually look like.
Beautiful.
These are our upcoming fall terms. So these are our face-to-face course offerings. So kind of like going back to what I was saying about those HEO trainings in which are going to be offered that you get those badge and credentials. These are a lot of the HEOs. These aren't all of them. These are just the face-to-face ones. So these are the trainings in which you can take in order to be able to get those badges, those credentials. These are the face. We do have online trainings. We do have hybrid trainings, but these are specific to the face-to-face as well. We typically try to offer, especially in the fall, anywhere between 20 and 25 HEO trainings every fall term. So this is just a small piece of the full group in which we actually provide to the county. And there we go. There's the online course offering. So these are the remaining ones which we're going to be offered during the fall term. So, we understand that, it is difficult, especially with all the busy time that everybody has, being able to try to get to the actual classroom. So that's why you will see a number of these online offerings that you can actually, take at home, if you have the ability to be able to do that, you could, anywhere that really has a computer, you'd be able to access the trainings. And this is just a list of those. And this is the breakdown. So kind of going back a couple slides earlier. So these are the financial recognition breakdown. So as you can see, not only do we provide this financial recognition and these badge and credentials to HEO trainings, but we also offer them to college credit coursework. So as you see the child care management, you can earn up to $600 for that, and that's for completing college credit courses. And you see that there's 4 classes there. Those are already established classes, so it's something in which it would have to be those specific classes in order to earn that credential or that badge. But those are that $600. All you have to do is complete the coursework. And if you're eligible, submit in your information when requested. And we do that after every term. So we do that 3 times a year. So if you take one class, one term, 2 classes the following term, and then the last class the following term after that, once you complete that 4th class, then you'll be eligible for that $600, and you'll be contacted by somebody here at the Institute. And so also for the CDA. So this is also something that we've done over the past couple years. So if you do complete your CDA, the FCCPC, there's a lot of names for it now. So the CDA, ECPC, FCCPC. If you complete that, so that with doing that, there are 3 separate modules: module 1, 2, and 3. And then you have to, complete the additional steps in order to be able to actually get the credential. So you'll see right there that we provide a financial award for each one of the modules that are actually completed. So you'll see it's $250 for each, and then $300. So the total amount is quite a bit if you actually do the ECPC, FCCPC. And that's something in which, again, if you complete the coursework and you're eligible, that's information in which will be sent to us, and we'll be able to reach out to anybody that's actually eligible for the financial recognition award, and we'll be able to provide that to you guys. And there is that you can scan those if you like to get more information about the micro-credential award. And Seek Scholarship. So Seek Scholarship is something in which those of you that aren't familiar with Seek Scholarship, we pay for anything from a GED all the way to master's degrees based on eligibility and criteria. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is you're working at least 20 hours per week at your site, and that's in a position that's really in the classroom. So a director, assistant director, lead teacher, associate teacher, curriculum specialist, or a floater. If those are the positions in which we feel are that meet the criteria for eligibility. I'm working with 0 to 5 in an early child care setting. So that could be family child care provider, and you receive some kind of subsidy. So VPK, school readiness, that kind of stuff would be acceptable. And you have to be in good standings with Seek Scholarship. So those of you that have used Seek Scholarship before in the past, if you were not successful for whatever reason, it might be something and we need to work with you with, but we'll do the best we can to be able to provide that scholarship to you if needed. We have a life skills coaching team as well. So this is something over the last few years, it's a team that's been put together. So if there is anything, if you or your staff or any individual is looking for any kind of life skills, so if it's something about time management, if it's something about, stress or anything like that, we have a team in which you can reach out to, and you see that number down there. It's 561-868-3670. And we will meet you at your site. We can do it virtually. We can do it over the phone. But it's really just skills and techniques in which you can use for you and your staff if there is any kind of a moment in your life that you feel as if it's a little overwhelming. We have a team that's here to be able to help support that. And our Wellness Wednesday podcast. So every Wednesday, what we try to do is we try to have a podcast. And that podcast is something in which is out there for everybody to be able to view. And it really, you can tune in and you can, kind of hear a session. So it's not too long. It's a session in which you'd be able to kind of take away some of the techniques that you might hear in some of those life coaching sessions if you had your site. But this is just something that's a standard, on Wednesdays. We try to get it out every Wednesday when we can, but it's something, like I said, anybody can access if you scan that code. If you have any questions or need help, please reach out. And like I said, there's some codes there as well. Follow us on social media. Those are all the platforms in which we use. So please follow us. We try to post as many things as we can. We try to market as many things as we can. All of these resources and all of these things that we're doing are for everybody. So please access those as much as possible. And like I said, those are the platforms that we use.
Good job, Zach, on the fly.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
No problem at all. No problem at all. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. There's some contact information there. Please reach out and I'll be happy to help.
So I did have one question for, is this program only for teachers that have just started the CDA process? And I'm not sure exactly which program trustee was asking about. Seek is not just for CDA.
Right. So Seek, just as long as you're, if at this point, just as long as you meet the eligibility criteria. So if you started working at your site this week and you meet all the eligibility criteria, you can access Seek Scholarship. That is, you'd be completely eligible. You'd be fine.
Okay. All
I
right.
hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which program she was referring to, but if she throws it in there, I'll let you know. Thank
Sure.
you.
And like I said, just reach out to one of those contacts and you can they'll forward it to me and I'd be happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you too. Thank you. Thank you, Lucia. And we'll move to our early intervention team. Who should be Christopher Velasquez somewhere?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Christopher, how are you? And
Good, and
Maria,
you?
I see Maria. Good, thank you. So early intervention, family engagement.
Awesome. I think you start with early intervention, right? With those slides.
I think so.
See.
Let's see.
Oh, it's us.
Oh, no,
There we go.
family engagement. There we go. Surprise.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christopher Velasquez, Family Engagement Specialist, and today I'm going to talk about who we are, what we do, and ways we can partner and work together. So we're here to foster strong partnerships between the families, the caregivers, early childhood education providers, and community partners, because we truly believe that it takes a tribe to raise healthy children. So that's what we want, right? We want to create that tribe. And at the same time, we want to make sure that parents and caregivers, they know that they are their child's first teacher. So, and they understand their role. So that's what we want to make sure that we empower those families to participate actively in their children's learning, and making sure that every child has the support they need in to thrive in those early years. And that's who we are. And one of the things that we do is we create workshops and events, and we organize them to make sure that families participate in engagement workshops, informational sessions, and community events that promote learning, connection, and support among families. We do this both remote, and we do this in person, and at the same time, although we host our workshops and events, we also go out to the community, right? And let's say someone here wants to facilitate a workshop. So we have a form, we have a process that we do, so we can go out and facilitate. And in those discussions that we have, we talk about child development, we talk about early literacy, transition to kindergarten, other topics. We just added topics such as emotional regulation, effective discipline, how to create a learning environment at home, among other topics that we do have. We also do outreach and support. We go out to the community and share resources, information on early childhood development and the coalition's programs to support families. Just to give you an example, every month we go out to Mandel Library, we do a pop-up session, and we share with families programs such as school readiness. We talk about VPK, we talk about assessment, ASQs, and we depending on their needs, what they're looking for, we share information. So this is something that we do. And also another piece of the things that we do is coaching. We do collaboration with educators, providing professional development opportunities to enhance essential classroom practices to promote children's learning. So this is where we go, one-on-one with the teachers. We work together. We already have like these structured coaching sessions that we do, something that we really enjoy, and we get to work very closely with these educators. And here's our team. That's me right there. And we have also Sasha Miller, Family Engagement Specialist, right there. We also have in the next slide, Jasmine Mairena, Family Engagement Assistant. She's right here in our Palm Springs library, which I'm going to talk about very soon. We also have Khalees Brown, Family Engagement Specialist. And then we have, in the other slide, we have Ashanti McKee, Family Engagement Specialist. She's also in our Port Center library. And there you go. There's the resource lending library. That's the one we have here in Palm Springs. We have hands-on material related to math, reading, science, music, and more. And one of the things I love about, iLibrary is that parents, they get to come here, spend some time with their kids, and they don't need an appointment to come here. So we're open from Monday through Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, starting at 9 all the way to 4:30. So parents have been coming here and just having, enjoying themselves, relaxing, and it's a really good environment for the kids. And here's how to connect. So let's say, for example, you wanna host a workshop in your site. So right there, the first QR code that we have is a workshop request form. You could go there and you're gonna see everything, all our topics, the time, all the details related to the presentation are all there. So it makes it super easier for both, whoever is requesting the workshop and for us to make sure we respond promptly. And also, let's say you are not able to host a workshop, but you want to get your families engaged, you want your parents to learn, you want them to go and, register and get all that good information. So that's the other QR code right there is for parent workshop. It'll lead them to our Eventbrite link where they get to see everything that's happening in the coalition And just to give you another example, last night we host an online event about effective discipline. And that's the method we use. You know, parents just saw the QR code, they got registered. We had a really nice group there. And I know that parents are very appreciative of these sessions that we do. So it's something that you can if you want, you can take a screenshot of this slide, just keep it. And yeah, we'd love to see you guys, connect with us and either if it's for a workshop or any other initiative. That's about it. That's it.
Very nice, Christopher. Any questions for our family engagement? I didn't see any come in, but hang on, and it was come through the chat. But thank you very much. You guys are doing so much in our community, so that's really great to
Thank
see.
you. I'll make sure to include my email in the chat box just in case.
Great. Thank you. And Maria, you want to talk a little early intervention child development?
It's going to be me.
Oh, it's going to be
Brenda's
Brenda.
back.
There she is. She came on. I see Maria is always excited, so I
Yeah,
knew she
and
was
she's going to
ready.
be next. She's going to be
All
next.
right. Beautiful.
Thank you, Gina. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brenda Rivera from the Early Intervention Department. We would like today to share some important details about guidelines and expectations when it comes to developmental screenings. As part of our ongoing efforts to support providers, we want to share some simple ways to ensure compliance with developmental screenings. These are practical strategies we recommend, and of course, you can adapt them to what works best for your program. Make it an habit to check the provider portal regularly to complete the screening on time. A quick look once a week can really help keep everything on track. Number two, ensure that the ASQs are completed within 45 days of the enrollment. And remember that these 45 days are calendar days. And always contact the early intervention team via the warm line in advance when a child is not attending or if you encounter any technical issues so we can provide guidance. Next slide, please. In addition to these steps, our team also provide extra support to help providers stay on track. For example, we send reminder email blasts using the email listed in the provider's profile. We also make a friendly call 5 days before the due date to check in and assist with any challenges. And when at least one incomplete screening goes beyond 45 days, we step in to provide guidance on developing an action plan to help improve consistency. So whether it's a reminder email, a quick phone call, or an action plan, all of these is about working together to make things smoother for providers and to support our children. We know that sometimes families need a little extra motivation or creative opportunity to complete the screenings. Our team is here to support you with ideas and hands-on help, whether it's planning a back-to-school night, organizing an ASQ event, or hosting a family night to raise awareness. We are ready to partner with you. The goal is to make families feel informed, engaged, and comfortable with the screening process. So whatever you need to get more families involved and on board, count on our team to help make it happen. And that's all on my part. If you have any question, feel free to send it in the chat below or contact us anytime via the warm line, and that's the phone number. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you. Hello, now it's child development
There
program.
we go.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. A little 2 hours, listening all the new and updates from ELC. The first part is the SEL assessment tool, the best practice inclusion early child education. This is a bridge between a SEL assessment tool that you can use and doing a bridge between the research with the practice. The idea is you review your center and how you're doing the best practice in early child education, continue to include everybody in the center and meet all the needs for the children. The next, Ariel, please. Now, I know the majority of you, are you serving children with special needs? Yes, yeah. we have a special need rate. We is when you serve the children with the school readiness, 0 to 5. If you have children with the special needs, you can communicate with the parents and do an agreement. We call a little form is a matrix that we are working in update, doing more electronic, but now it's in paper. And the idea is complete that, and the parents put all the documentation in the portal with the diagnostic and the matrix form, and you receive a little more rate for the children. This is between 10, 50, and 20%, because you doing modification, you doing support, you meet some needs of these children. And we know that, and we want to appreciate that you're doing. For example, you put extra staff in the classroom, or you receive the therapist every week and create a little space for that. This is some accommodation that you're doing now for your children with special needs, and this is now how we can help you or support you in that. For more information, we have the word line, and also we're going to have a presentation in October 2nd, with Gina. Gina and me, we're going to present. It's a virtual presentation, 1.5 hours, to help you through this process, okay? Next. Yes, we can support you in the classroom. Now, the majority of you are, after the children have concern, receive a environment support plan. You receive a call or you receive an email with a plan. This is a specific strategy to support you with the teacher and in the classroom when the children have concern. This is try to support you in that. But if you need a little more support, you can call us and we can do in a consultation visit and help you with children that you have any concerns. Also, we can working in the classroom strategies, intervention and strategies, children with special needs or challenging behavior, or if you request a specific training, you can call us and we can sit down and coordinate any presentation for you. This is, again, the word line. Our word line is open for any other things that you want to hear for us. Next. I don't know what is. Okay, here is our workshop. We have the Florida training ASQ3 and ASQ SE2. It's in person. It's 4 hours in Palm Springs. The idea is usually one person is in charge of the ASQ, or if you want another teacher need to know a little more about the ASQ, we're going to have this training. It's very good. We're going to have a gateways, a little prizes in there for the people to participate. Please check in our WebArthur and register you or your staff to come into our training. Also, I think it's the wrong date in there. My fault. I think so I sent the wrong date, but it's October 2nd, the special need rate application. Is virtually. The first one, the training, the ASQ training is in person, and the special need rate is a presentation virtually. But you can check in our WebArthur in our calendar and you can register. Thank you. Is no more, is no question in there. Thank you so much.
So yes, it is October 2nd for the special needs rate. And I'll just sort of tack onto that. Lots of you are doing lots of things for children, and you can be paid more from school readiness funding for doing those extra services for children with a documented need. It does pay you actually the infant rate, regardless of the age of the child, and then an additional compensation on top of that. So if you do need more information, Marie's team is more than happy to help you with that. And I saw Chelsea pop on.
I'm here.
There she is. We're going to talk a little about TA and coaching. So thank you, Maria. Thank you, Brenda. And we'll move on to Chelsea because we are flying.
We are flying. Good morning, everybody. Happy is it end of August? Kind of. Mid-August. I hope your back to school weeks on week 2 is going well. I just wanted to share about the benefits of coaching that we have available. for all contracted sites. So if you have a school readiness and or VPK contract, we have a coach for you. Coaching is optional, but we highly encourage you to take advantage of our resources and support. These are just a handful of coaching categories that we can support you in around VPK FAST, Age of Learning, class, environments, curriculum implementation. So knowing that you're in a new school year, oh, I love hearing that, Shelley. So knowing that you're in a new school year, you may have some new teachers on staff. We would love to be able to come out and support you. Coaching's individualized based on your program's needs. So whether you want group support where we come to a staff development day or a training evening, or if you want a new teacher supported or a new coach, a new teaching team that's come together. We are here to support you, so you can reach out to us through our website to request your coach. And so we want to make sure that you know that these services are available to you. And it's good to kind of be mindful of ongoing coaching as well as maybe kind of prep coaching. I know class assessments are annual, so being aware of when your class assessment is coming up, if you need a refresher, especially if you have new staff. We want to support you before you're in your window. So don't wait till your window to ask for coaching, because coaching's available throughout the year. Next. You can use these QR codes to request coaching. We also have lots of training support available. We have training series. We have individual training sessions. We also do community of practice called our table talks. So there's a lot of different formats for our training, both virtual and in person. We try to spread out around the county, including North County, South County, and out west. We're also willing to come to you if you want to host a training. Remember, in your school readiness contract, you have one PD day, so we can partner with you for that PD day if you're interested. So reach out to us through the TA request QR code, which is the first one. Or if you are looking for training options, go to WebAuthor, where we input everything into our learning management system. And we're happy to help you around coaching and training. Next. So this is a list of trainings that we're offering between September and December. We have them offered in both English and Spanish, and we also will offer interpretation. So if a training is offered in English in person, but you need Spanish or Creole interpretation, we can offer that to you through our program called Wordly. So it allows you to attend any training you want, no matter the language that it's being offered. So just know that that's available to you. So as you can see, we have a lot of different content areas, blocks, age of learning, health and safety, classroom management. So please go log into WebAuthor to see the full calendar. And again, we can also bring trainings to you. Most of our trainings run in the evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. And we also have virtual and in-person. So next slide. Here's our curriculum training opportunities that you can take advantage of. So if you have new teachers implementing creative curriculum or Frog Street, we offer these trainings to you. Some are in Spanish, some are in English, some virtual, some in person. So those are an option. Next slide. And then here's the instructions on how to log into WebAuthor. You need to log into your account. So if you don't have an account, you can create one. And then once you're logged in, you select the training, you click register, and then you'll get email reminders prior to the training in order to remind you that you've registered. And then after you complete the training, you'll complete the survey, and that's how you get access to your certificate. Next slide. So again, if you need support with WebAuthor, you can reach out to Darian. Our training calendars go quarterly, so we're wrapping up July to September. And then our October to December trainings are being added as we speak. So just know that those are available for you. Next slide. All done, Gina. Any questions?
I didn't see any questions. Well, lots of training going on, so lots of different opportunities between ourselves and the DCF training and Palm Beach State. So wonderful. Okay, we're moving right along. I do not have very much. Thank you, Chelsea. Let's see. So I just wanted to talk briefly and celebrate our VPK performance metric for this year. This is the first year that we've had a VPK, what used to be called the readiness rate, for those of you that have been around as long as I have. It's now called the performance metric, just because we like to use the same initials for everything, but it is now the performance metric. And for the 24-25 school year, which is the first time we really have had a scoring of our VPK providers since before COVID, we did really, really well. So congratulations, y'all. You did so good. Like 28% of our providers that offered VPK met expectations, 30% were above expectations, and 33% hit the excellent range. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to your staff. Thank you to the coaches and the support teams and all the trainers and all the things that you've been doing. You really did a wonderful job on VPK. So we are actually above the average for the state, and I'm sure you'll see more of that coming forward. I didn't have time to put all of those numbers together, but as a county, just really great for VPK. And those of you that know me know that I've been doing VPK since almost the very first year. It's always been very close to my heart, and I'm so happy to see that our children are so well prepared for kindergarten and are just going to do great things in the future. So thank you. A big thank you from me. And on to the next. And then just a final plug from us. Then we have talked a little bit about the registry. Those of you that are familiar with the old registry system, that system is moving to a new website. It is currently up, registry.earlylearningpbc.org. That website is active. You and your staff are welcome to go in and create accounts. As an administrator of your site, we would want to make you an organizational admin because we do ask that you verify staff within the registry system of their employment, which you may or may not have been doing in the old registry system. So we do want to get you set up as an educator. The registry is open to everyone. We would love to have you set up an account. In the future, additional features will be available through the registry, such as signing up for trainings and getting Seek Scholarship. All those applications will be moving to this new system. So we encourage you and your staff to make an account, get set up, get familiar with it. You can, if you had an old registry account, when you set up a new registry account, it will pull over your verified educational history. If it doesn't do that when you set up your account, please contact us. Here in the Boynton Beach office, 214-8000, select option 2 for providers and 5 for the CSC Star Award team, support team. They will merge your record because it just means we have maybe a duplicate in the system. So your educational history should show when you create a new registry account. If it doesn't, please let us know. So please just take a second, make a new registry account. If you need any help, please let us know. And then on the next slide, when you do get into the registry, if you are working at a site or your staff are working at a site that has a school readiness, early Head Start, or Title I funding, that staff would be available to also apply for the CSC Star Award. They do need to be working with children ages birth through 5, more than 30 hours a week, and earning $25 an hour or less. But that option will show up on their registry account. It's a way to say thank you to staff with some financial awards to them. The payment goes directly to them. It doesn't go through the school. They are able to apply every 6 months for that award. And the award is based on how long they've been working in the field of early childhood, how long they've been working with you. So a benefit for them working with you at your site for a longer period of time, their level of education, and their most recent class assessment score on them as an individual, not the composite score. So we will be having some additional support videos and information coming out. We've had a lot of people take advantage of this already. There is no deadline, so it's not closing. There isn't any rush. It is available to staff, so please encourage them to take a look at it. If they have questions, again, reach out to the team. They're more than happy to help them walk through that process. And just like I said, I'll have some more information coming out, but having, your training history available if you haven't been using the registry so that you can upload those certificates and that sort of thing is very helpful. April did ask when the 6 months will start. The 6 months will start after their application was approved, that date of approval. So we're working on that. So we'll see that open up over the winter for them to be able to apply again every 6 months. And like I said, the payment does go directly to them. So we've been issuing payments and those have been going out. So it's very exciting and we're happy to be able to say thank you to the people who are working with our children and creating these memories and all this great base for our children to be able to succeed. It's just very important work and we're happy to be able to support you in that. All right, and our next slide. If you have someone who you think other people need to know about, someone in the community that you've been working with that you think would be great for other people to hear from, please contact Ashley. She does coordinate this meeting for us. So she's more than happy to reach out to that agency or that person and get their information and their presentation so that other people can know about it as well. And then finally, I think I didn't see a lot of questions, but if you have anything, please, by all means, let me know. You know where to find me. And I think my last slide is just thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all my presenters taking the time to come on and present your information. We will have the recording on our YouTube page. So if you did miss anything, please feel free to check that out. Thank you to Ariel for your hosting and Aaron for lending me Ariel. So thank you again to everybody. And we hit our mark. So I'm good. We did a good job. If you have anything else, please let me know. But if not, please enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend and have a great day.
Thank you, Gina. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.